What's up, you YouTubers? It's your host, Keandre, and today I'm going to talk about something that you guys may have already heard about already, and it's the Donald Trump's wife famous speech she made. And she is known for taking Michelle Obama's speech and plagiarizing it into her own speech that she just recently made. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a video of her speech along with Michelle Obama's speech so you guys can see what she took from her speech from 2008 of Michelle Obama's. Here's the video right here.
Barack and I were raised with so many of the same values. Like, you work hard for what you want in life. That your word is your bond, that you do what you say you're going to do.
My parents impressed on me the values that you work hard for what you want in life. That your word is your bond, and you do what you say and keep your promise.
That you treat people with dignity and respect, even if you don't know them, and even if you don't agree with them.
That you treat people with respect. They taught and showed me values and morals in their daily life. That is a lesson that I continue to pass along to our son. And we need to pass those lessons on to the many generations to follow.
And Barack and I set out to build lives guided by these values and to pass them on to the next generation, because we want our children and all children in this nation to know that the only limit to the height of your achievements is the reach of your dreams and your willingness to work hard for them.
Because we want our children in this nation to know that the only limit to your achievements is the strength of your dreams and your willingness to work for them.
Alright, so now that you guys have watched the video of Melania Trump and Michelle Obama's speech comparison, and you will now realize that Melania Trump has really taken a lot of the content that was in Michelle Obama's speech from 2008. Now what I want to read to you guys is this one statement from this ghostwriter that made Melania Trump's speech named Meredith, and I believe her last name is pronounced but clever. If not, please correct me down below in the comment section, okay? And I guess this is on the Trump website, but again, she made this statement in response to the backlash that Melania Trump has been getting for basically repeating the same speech that Michelle Obama has made. And she said, "To whom it may concern, my name is Meredith McClever, and I am as in-house staff writer at the Trump Organization. I am also a longtime friend and admirer of the Trump family. I'm working with Melania Trump on her recent First Lady speech. We were discussed many people who inspired her and messages she wanted to share with the American people. A person she has always liked is Michelle Obama. Over the phone, she has read me some of the passages from Mrs. Obama's speech as examples. Ironic, I would say. I wrote them down and later included some of the phrasing in the draft that ultimately became the final speech. I did not check Mrs. Obama's speeches. This was my mistake, and you are absolutely right. And I feel terrible for the chaos I have caused Melania and the Trumps." That sounds like a band, Melania and the Trumps. Anyways, as well as to Mrs. Obama, no harm was meant. Yesterday, I offered my resignation to Mr. Trump and the Trump family, but they rejected it. Mr. Trump told me that people make innocent mistakes and that we learn and grow from these experiences. I asked to put out this statement because I did not like seeing the way this was distracting from Mr. Trump's historic campaign for president and Melania's beautiful message and presentation. Okay, I apologize for the confusion and mistakes that I have caused. Today, more than ever, I am honored to work for such a great family. I personally admire the way Mr. Trump has handled this situation, and I am grateful for his understanding. Sincerely, and she signs her name right there. Now, as far as this whole Meredith woman, part of me wants to believe she's real, part of me does not want to believe that she's real. The part of me that does believe she is real is the fact that I've got on this one Twitter account that I actually think is hers. And then I also went on another Twitter account that could possibly be hers, but anybody with good sense would kind of question that. And there are other Twitter accounts that are made about this woman as a response to what has been going on in her identity. And they're like fake accounts, basically. And that's not hard to tell at all. But what you have with these one or two accounts that I'd seen was that both of these accounts both posted their first tweet like at the same time, basically. And as a matter of fact, I'm gonna show you some pictures in my next video because I found it suspicious about her identity and her own Twitter thing that's been going on. So I'm gonna show you guys some of that in my next video, just as proof to back up what I'm saying and just tell you guys why I feel a bit weird about this woman. Now, she said right here that she didn't even check Mrs. Obama's speeches even after Melania Trump told her that she wanted some ideas for Michelle Obama's speech. And she told her that she admired her, which I thought was ironic because you have a wife, Melania Trump, who is talking about she is inspired by a woman who is the wife of a man that Donald Trump hates so dearly, President Obama. Okay, so I just thought that was pretty ironic that you have this woman who is taking a crowd of somebody that Donald Trump greatly opposes. And then one thing that I also found weird was the fact that she said no harm was meant. When deep down, I kind of feel like you did this on purpose. I mean, yeah, you made an apology or whatnot, but something should have clicked in when she told you that she was taking ideas from Michelle Obama and wanted to be in the speech just to be creative. You should have been checking every single speech Michelle Obama has made ever since 2008, 2007, whenever she started being, known to us Americans, okay? You should have been checking every speech she has ever made. There should not be any excuse for you to plagiarize what she has made. And I really think you overlooked this on purpose, because there's no way on earth you would just overlook that and plagiarize what Michelle Obama wrote back in 2008. Anybody with common sense who writes stuff, who presents stuff, or anything like that, when you're presenting stuff, the number one thing you never want to do is plagiarize. Otherwise, it is not really your work and you're really a thief. I mean, it's the same thing in school. If you were to do this English project and you plagiarize after somebody else, then it's not yours, and otherwise the teacher will literally give you either a 50 or a 0 depending on how nice of a teacher they are or how strict they are. It's the same thing that should be applied with this whole little thing. So I just find it even worse that Donald Trump is even defending this woman. Now I get it, this woman's a part of his organization, so he wants to defend and his wife at the same time. So I get why he wanted to defend them, but at the same time, if I was Donald Trump, I wouldn't even say anything. I would just stay quiet, because now I'm going to ruin my reputation, and I'm going to have others think that I'm plagiarizing other politicians' great words for the past, and now I'm going to look like the bad guy just by defending something like this. That's really how I'm coming about this whole situation, and basically just to say that it's not cool what happened. This isn't cool at all, and she should have definitely checked if she was plagiarizing anything. Even if it was one tiny thing, she should have made sure that it wasn't the same at all. She should have made a whole bunch of differences to that speech as if it was her own speech, not Michelle Obama's. And this is just something that I can also use to my argument about, you have a lot of people who are in our White House, whether they're a politician or just somebody who is in high position that's in our government, who just love being followers. They can't lead anything. And this is the very case that I make in my argument about these people coming to the White House and not leading a daggone thing at all whatsoever. And it's really getting, we need some real leaders to lead our country and to be in our government to lead this country. Alright, but that's all I gotta say. I hope you guys like and subscribe. And make sure you watch my next video where I will show you some pictures of some tweets or her Twitter, the Meredith woman, and how I find it very suspicious that this woman has this 2 Twitter accounts, or at least one I should say, but there's another Twitter account that had the first tweet at the same time as hers. And I just found that very suspicious. So I'm going to show you guys all about that and probably some more conspiracies that I thought of in the next video, okay? But till then, toodles.